Oh, it's Maxell from Cabal. Everyone is sick of all this advertising. It's everywhere, I understand. But why talk about it once again? I'll say why. For example, you're sitting with friends watching YouTube, an ad comes up, and someone will definitely say, again an ad! Fucking ads! And you tell them, calm down. Do you know where the first advertisement appeared? Now you're the life and soul of the party. Champagne's flowing like water. Girls, expensive cars. Maybe. So you often complain about advertising, saying like, that's it, one doesn't have a soul, sold oneself out. But advertising has always been there. In ancient Babylon, the Roman Empire, and China, this plaque had an advertisement for a needle shop, and this one for an eye medicine. At first, people simply shouted to attract attention, but realized that was ineffective. Then started putting on a performance, but realized that was ineffective too. And then it was him, the prehistoric Warren Buffett. Around 3000 BC, a fabric merchant named Hapu the Weaver released this, a papyrus offering a reward for the capture and return of an escaped slave called Shem. Go Shem! But the Egyptian Warren Buffett, besides describing that Shem is short, of ruddy complexion, and has brown eyes, also went on purpose describing how to find his awesome rock shop that sells the dopest carpets in all of ancient Egypt. And this is the first advertisement of all mankind, which now lives in the British Museum. The following papyri go on to reference how Shem was never actually caught, as well as that Hapu's papyrus campaign was so effective that he expanded his business as hell. So at the very beginning, advertising brought one-sided profit. Whip up a sign, hung it up, people come to you, buy. Great! That's comparable to me promoting my own social medias and my own videos. Links are in the description, by the way. And it was like that until a certain moment. William Caxton, an Englishman, in London founded the first printing press in 1470. 1477. This is the oldest surviving printed advertisement. It says readers are invited to Caxton's house, located on Reed Pale, at the almshouse near Westminster Abbey. This notice was hanging on the wall of a building, and I don't think people passing by were like, pfft, sold out, dislike and subscribe. That was a novelty and in high demand. By the way, regarding print advertising, when was the last time you read a newspaper? For me, it's been a while, but having bought and flipping through one, I saw an ad on almost every page. But the very first newspaper ad appeared in Boston in 1704. The Boston Newsletter, the first newspaper in the British colonies published regularly, had a note at the end of its very first issue. This space is for your advertisements. Pay and say whatever you want. Just imagine the first issue of the very first newspaper, and they already sold themselves out. But look at this man, Phineas Taylor Barnum, an advertising revolutionary. And not necessarily for the better. He was a clown even before he founded the Barnum and Bailey Circus. The thing is, before the circus, Barnum owned a museum where he used to display human oddities, attractions, shows, and performances. Welcome to the greatest show! But right in front of this all, just after entering the building, he hung up an eye-catching sign that read, "This way to the great egress." Entering, people immediately rushed there in curiosity, expecting to see something exotic, only to walk toward the exit. Then they had to pay a second admission fee to re-enter. By this time, it began. Advertising started popping up everywhere, in every magazine, flyers. This was the first billboard to appear. By the late 18th and early 19th centuries, the first advertising agencies had even emerged. And as the folk wisdom says, if there is no ad in an article, it means the entire article is an ad.
That's the news. That's an ad. That's the news. That's an ad. That's the news. That's an ad. That's an ad. That's the news. Oh no, wait, that's an ad for cat food. My bad.
That's a perfect score. You are a very special child, Jimmy.
I prefer handicapped, actually.
And finally we got to the device which is relevant even today. Don't rush to retrieve your pagers and Tamagotchis. it's radio, and the first advertisement that appeared on it. When you're driving in a car and hear an ad, you don't start freaking out and quickly switch it to another radio station, do you? If you do, then most likely there are mental issues, because in another radio station, sooner or later you'll hear an ad too. So, the very first radio advertisement aired in 1922. In August of that year, the company AT&T said, "We'll sell any kind of advertisement on this radio station, just pay up." And they got paid a whopping $100. They were advertising the sale of apartments on Long Island. And I'm sure many of you would like to go back to 1920 when the first commercial radio stations appeared and enjoy 2 years of broadcasting without ads. It used to be better. And here we have finally reached the advertisement that can be watched in the exact form in which it was shown. 1941, America, a baseball game is underway. The Dodgers versus the Philadelphia Phillies. People are glued to the broadcast, and then the very first television advertisement appears. Attention to the screen.
America runs on Bolivar time.
The people who were sitting in front of the TV most likely were like,
America runs on Bolivar time.
And now only 2 games out of second place.
It cost the company a total of $9. Now such an ad would cost $100,000, depending on the popularity of the program. Can I go back to 1941 and advertise my channel? Nah, you know what? I think I'm good. By the way, did you know that in every Watches commercial, the arrows always show 10-10? A psychological trick. Firstly, this is done as not to obscure the brand name. Secondly, hands positioned that way seem to remind of a smile, causing a subconscious positive reaction. That's exactly why in all advertisements there are other objects on the sides. This is called affective condition. The advertised product is always placed next or in association with other things that the consumer will feel positively about. A car brand with lifestyle, freedom and comfort, a household product brand with babies, sunshine and flowers, which ensures the consumer will subconsciously feel positive about the product as well. Here we are now, you and I, on the internet. Who would have thought? Television has long ceased to interest us, so I'll tell you that the first banner ad on the internet appeared in 1994. There's even a website that shows what would have happened if you clicked on that banner at that time. This is what websites looked like in 1994. You would have been transferred to view information about landmarks and museums around the world to highlight the internet's ability to transport you to different locations virtually, other AT&T websites, and give a feedback. It was very new and interesting, so 44% of people clicked, though nowadays only 0.04% click on banners. But that's definitely far from the most annoying ad, because spam emails exist. Everyone without exception curses them. Every day in the United States alone, 9 billion emails are sent, with 57% of them being spam. But do you know who kicked it off? The first email spam mail out was sent out in the same year, 1994, by the law firm Cantor & Siegel. You now have someone to blame for that 10th email about a quick loan and instant credit. Happy spamiversary! Is it me or is this video an advertisement for an advertisement? And what if YouTube inserts an advertisement into an advertisement in this episode about an advertisement, so that you watch an advertisement while watching an advertisement in the episode about the advertisement? And this is just the beginning. Soon, advertising will proliferate. In the near future, we will see ads wherever one can look at. It will appear even on the moon. You will buy a carton of milk and there will be a hologram advertising sour cream. You won't even be able to cross the road because their green light simply won't turn on until you watch the damn ad. And when they implant a chip in people's head, you won't even be able to sleep without ads. This is anti-utopia. Something similar was shown to us in the TV series Black Mirror, where advertisements must be watched until the end with your eyes open, skipping them as possible only by paying money.
Resume viewing. Resume viewing. Resume viewing. Resume viewing. Resume viewing. Resume viewing. Resume viewing.
then yes, that's when one can start complaining. But for now, it's better to watch a 5-second ad on YouTube than to watch 20 minutes of ads on TV. And what's the point of this video? Now you know in detail how advertising has been developing and can write at least some constructive things. For example, I wish it could go back to 1941 and watch a 9-second unobtrusive ad, not like yours, you stupid blogger. Those were the days. Such phrases are categorically unsatisfactory. It's all clear. Advertising has started. It's begun. One can forget about the channel now. But advertising hasn't done anything bad to anyone. Rather, quite the contrary. If a person sees a gambling ad and instead of enjoying a game or two, rushes to pawn everything lock, stock, and barrel, there is no way the ad is to blame. The person is of course themselves to blame. So, whichever way you slice it, but advertising influences many aspects of our lives. For example, the internet is much better developed because all websites thrive on advertising. Your favorite bloggers, wouldn't simply exist if not for advertising. And there wouldn't be television either, just a couple of federal channels.
You're justifying yourself.
I'm actually justifying all bloggers now. Look, I made a video about advertising, inserted a bunch of ads, told everyone it's not bad, because it's not bad, and maybe now they'll finally stop reacting to advertisements so harshly.
No.
I'ma go make an investigation.